Welcome back to Autocar India Quick News, your weekly wrap of all things new in the automotive industry. Before we bring you up to speed, allow us to remind you to please subscribe to the Autocar India channel and do make sure to activate the notifications while you're there. Now, let's dive into this week's news. Kia India has launched the Syros SUV from 8.99 lakhs to 17.8 lakh rupees ex-showroom. In addition to the Sonnet SUV, this will be the second model from the South Korean brand in the subcompact SUV space in India. In comparison, the Sonnet is priced between 8 lakh rupees and 14.95 lakh rupees. Here is a variant-wise breakdown of the prices of the Syros. The Syros features a design that makes it stand out in its category. The SUV takes on a tall boy design, and numerous elements of the exterior are inspired by larger models in Kia's global lineup. The intention of the upright SUV is to liberate more space in the interior. Speaking of, the Syros features an interior that's very EV-like, and elements like a 2-spoke steering wheel and a large 30-inch display setup are similar to the ones seen on high-end electric Kias like the EV9. The Syros is well-specced and comes with features such as wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, a panoramic sunroof, Harman Kardon sound system, and more. It's worth noting that the Level 2 ADAS suite is only offered on the range-topping variant. The Syros is offered with either a 120 horsepower, 172 Nm 1-liter turbo petrol engine or a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder diesel engine that develops 116 horsepower and 250 Nm of torque. A 6-speed manual gearbox is standard on both models. Buyers can also opt for a 7-speed DCT with the petrol variant or a 6-speed torque converter with the diesel variant. Deliveries of the Syros is expected to commence in the middle of February. Kia has also confirmed that an electric variant of the Syros will be introduced sometime in 2026. Jay's first drive video of the Kia Syros will give you a lot more insights, so give it a watch if you want to know more. Tata Motors has introduced the Dark Edition variants of the Nexon CNG lineup. The Dark variant will be offered from Creative Plus and above, and as you can see on your screen now, prices start from 12.7 lakhs and top out at 14.5 lakh rupees ex-showroom. The Dark Edition, as we are already familiar with, gets an all-black treatment for both the exterior and the interior of the SUV. In addition to that, since the Special Edition is offered with higher variants, the CNG-powered SUV will come with features such as dual 10.25-inch screens, 360-degree camera, wireless connectivity, ventilated seats, and more. As for the powertrain, the SUV's 1.2-liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine puts out 100 horsepower and 170 Nm of peak torque in CNG mode. Gearbox options are limited to a 6-speed manual transmission, and Tata claims the Nexon iCNG has a fuel efficiency figure of 24 km per kilogram. Bookings for the classic variant of the Skoda Kylaq SUV has been reopened from the 27th of Jan. Skoda had temporarily halted bookings for the entry-level variant of the SUV after the Kylaq received 10,000 bookings within the first 10 days since it was unveiled. Deliveries will begin in a phased manner starting in May. The entry-level classic variant is priced from 7.89 lakh rupees and gets features like LED lights, 6 airbags, ESC, ISOFIX anchors, and more. It's also worth mentioning that recently, the Kylaq became the highest-scoring IC-powered sub-4-meter SUV tested by Bharat NCAP by earning a perfect 5-star rating. Under the bonnet, the Kylaq is offered with a sole 1-liter turbo petrol engine that's paired to either a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed torque converter automatic. However, the classic variant will only be offered with a 6-speed manual. Moving over to the world of two-wheelers. Chinese manufacturer Keeway has launched the K300 SF street bike for 1.69 lakh rupees ex-showroom. The new model is essentially a replacement for the K300N, and though both models almost share everything from the styling to the features list, the newly introduced SF is 60,000 rupees more affordable than its predecessor. On the styling front, the K300 SF features updated decals and additionally gets full LED lighting and a digital console. The street bike rides on 17-inch wheels and gets a USD fork up front and a monoshock at the rear. The brand claims that they have also made minor adjustments to the tuning of the engine. The 292.4cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled engine delivers 27.1 horsepower at 8,750 rpm and 25 Nm of torque at 7,000 rpm. This engine is paired to a 6-speed gearbox featuring a slipper clutch. Triumph has launched the new Speed Twin 1200 in India, with prices starting from 12.75 lakh rupees for the base variant and 15.5 lakh rupees for the range-topping RS variant. Visually, both models are almost identical, but the RS variant is better equipped. Kicking off with the suspension, the RS variant gets fully adjustable Marzocchi fork at the front and Öhlins shock absorbers at the rear, whereas the standard variant gets non-adjustable Marzocchi 43mm fork and twin shock absorbers. The RS variant rides on very sticky Metzler Racetech RR tires, whereas the standard variant gets Metzler M9 RR rubber. Braking duties are handled by Brembo Stylomer calipers on the RS and Triumph branded radial calipers on the standard model, both mated to 320mm dual discs. And finally, the Speed 1200 RS is Triumph's first new retro motorcycle to feature a bi-directional quickshifter. The standard Speed Twin 1200 is available in 3 colors, white, red and silver, while the RS variant comes with 2 paint options, black and orange. In typical Triumph fashion, a vast number of factory-supplied optional extras are available, including, for the first time, clip-on bars and a solo seat. The Speed Twin 1200 and the RS are powered by the same liquid-cooled 1200cc parallel-twin engine as before, but this motor now gets a new cam, a sportier tune and a higher 8000 RPM redline. The engine is now rated for 105 horsepower at 7750 RPM and 112 Nm at 4250 RPM. Ola Electric has launched their Gen 3 electric scooters in India. The Bangalore-based manufacturer has introduced 4 new models, which are the S1X, the S1X Plus, the S1 Pro and the S1 Pro Plus, and prices range from 80,000 rupees to 1.7 lakh rupees ex-showroom. You can head over to the Autocar India website for a more detailed model-wise breakdown. For now, here are the highlights of what's new. With the new generation, Ola has made some mechanical upgrades that are claimed to improve the overall experience of the scooters. For instance, all 4 scooters now feature a mid-drive motor as opposed to the hub-mounted motor from the previous generation, and the electric scooters now have a chain final drive like the River Indy e-scooter. Furthermore, Ola has also debuted its version of brake-by-wire. In addition to the new scooters, Ola has announced that their Move OS 5 will be released towards the mid of February and will get features such as forward and rear park assist, a customizable layout for the display, as well as the ability for users to lock their scooters using devices such as a smartphone or a smartwatch. Ultraviolette has launched the F77 Super Street with prices ranging from 2.99 lakhs to 3.99 lakh rupees. The major difference between the Super Street and the Mark II are in the ergonomics. The Super Street gets an all-new handlebar that's wider and taller and gets a slightly tweaked design for the headlamps for better aerodynamics. Aside from these changes, the rest of the bike remains unchanged. The F77 Super Street gets its power from a 10.3 kWh battery and can produce 40.2 horsepower and 100 Nm of torque. The company claims that the base variant of the Super Street gets an IDC certified range of 211 km and the top spec Recon variant can achieve 323 km of range on a single charge. Sticking with Ultraviolette, the homegrown manufacturer teamed up with Autocar India to set the record for the fastest speed achieved by an Indian motorcycle. Using the brand's F99 electric bike, the team managed to set the record by clocking in 258 km per hour at NAT tracks in Indore and officially entered the India Book of Records. The F99 is the most powerful motorcycle manufactured by the brand. With a capability of producing 122 horsepower and a mind-boggling 972 Nm of torque, the F99 can sprint from 0 to 200 km per hour in 9.21 seconds. This feat is extra special considering that it was achieved by an electric bike that was developed in India by an Indian brand. The Kari Motor Speedway in Coimbatore hosted the 9th edition of the Formula Bharat Student Engineering Competition. 52 students from across the country and Nepal participated in the competition by developing their own Formula-style vehicles. The event was split into 2 categories, combustion vehicle and electric vehicles, which were further divided into static and dynamic events. The static events focus on engineering design, cost and manufacturing, and business plans, while the dynamic event consists of on-track events such as acceleration, skid pad, braking, autocross, efficiency, and endurance. On your screen now are the list of all the winners. Yeti Racing from Cochin University of Science and Technology claimed the top honors in the CV category, while Team Kratos Racing Electric from Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering was declared the overall winner in the EV category. And that concludes this week's Quick News. Thank you all for joining and see you all next week.